Unit 3, Lesson 5.
Hey there everyone, welcome back to Unit 3, Relating to Others, Lesson 5, Managing Healthy Relationships. So our learning goals for this lesson will be to identify skills in managing healthy relationships. What exactly are healthy relationships? Well, relationships are one of the most pressing problems for adolescents. Healthy relationships require effective communication skills and a clear sense of what you want. This can be based on giving and taking to meet the needs of both people. Giving more than taking and vice versa can obviously cause problems. You can decide whether to continue or stop the relationship. In order to manage healthy relationships, decisions should be based on clear expectations. This includes how you feel about the other person and the relationship as a whole. You must know what you are willing to give the relationship. In order to take charge of a relationship, you must develop self-awareness and self-control. Self-awareness is attuned to what you believe and value and feel, whereas self-control is when you can express those beliefs and feelings appropriately. Also, you must choose wisely about how to respond. Emotional hijacking can sometimes prevent you from thinking clearly. The human brain developed from the bottom up, which is where the feeling part developed before the thinking part. When responding to a situation, your emotional brain triggers a release of hormones, and it makes you act before thinking, which can cause overreaction. So it's important that you fight that and you think before you act. Here is a picture which clearly demonstrates emotional hijacking. What exactly is respect? Well, good relationships begin with mutual respect. This involves seeing someone as a worthwhile person. Liking someone depends on shared interests and values. And you do not have to like people in order to respect them. You must consider people's opinions even though you disagree, and respect can prevent conflict in the long run. Tolerance, on the other hand, is the ability to accept differences. It requires that you accept that you have chosen your opinions, beliefs, and interests at your own point of view. And you must also recognize that while you have your opinion, that others have different opinions. And this is a sign of intellectual, emotional, and social maturity. Another way of maintaining a healthy relationship is to ask yourself whether relationships that you have balance. Does the relationship meet the needs of both parties? Do you feel pressured to act in a way which makes you feel uncomfortable? Sometimes relationships cannot work out. We can't do anything about it. On the other hand, it may be best to put in work if it is your choice. Your choice. Nobody else has the right to determine what your choice is. Negotiation is the process of settling a problem through problem solving and cooperation. It's known as a tried and true approach. It is a peaceful approach, and this is a picture which demonstrates negotiation. Some tips for selecting a solution includes acquiescence. When you change your behavior because you're asked to, this is known as acquiescence because your behavior may be causing conflict, but it can change a relationship and strengthen it. However, do not change for someone if they are not willing to change themselves. This is always a double-sided deal. When people are fairly close to an agreement, they may agree to compromise. This involves one person giving up something that they wanted in order to settle the conflict, and this helps express emotions maturely. It protects the relationship and maintains self-esteem. And recognizing the values and feelings of each other is one of the best ways to reach a compromise, and both of you must put work in. Negotiation is also when disputants communicate to send and receive messages in order to reach a solution. Purposeful discussion with the intent of reaching a solution is basically the negotiation process. This is where you send clear and accurate messages and work together. Mediation is when an unbiased third party is asked to help reach a solution that both sides can live with, such as, in some cases, the child acts as the mediator for both parents who can't stop fighting. Mediators are seen as neutral. They keep both parties calm and productive, and they provide solutions for people who are too upset to see it. What exactly is the negotiation process? It comes with steps. So the first step is to define the problem. Make sure that everyone involved understand what exactly the problem is. Can be done by understanding the point of view of each person, and it is important to show respect in that regard. Sometimes there really isn't any conflict at all. It could have just been a misunderstanding or miscommunication, which can then be communicated maturely. Step 2 is to identify the ownership of the problem. Everybody needs to understand who the problem affects, and the person bothered by the situation owns the problem. If the problem disturbs more than one person, ownership must be shared and communicated properly. It is also important as the third step to identify possible solutions. Each person can come up with a creative solution for the problem as they can. Everyone should feel safe to openly discuss without being criticized or judged, and good listening skills are important at this stage of the process. The fourth step within the negotiation process is to evaluate each solution. Each disputant identifies the part of a solution that he or she disagrees with. Solutions can then be modified to become more acceptable, and these solutions can be discarded as alternatives as well. Step 5 is to select the best solution. This is the hardest part of the process because there is no best solution, but many options are available that come with an acceptable solution. The last step is to check to see if the solution is even working. See if everyone is satisfied with the solution. If not, redo these steps. Find a mutually acceptable solution. This can be proper and it can be beneficial in the long run for a relationship to work. The last step, or the step that you can add on later, is to deal with failure. You may have to agree to disagree. The best solution may be the acceptance of disagreement and respect for differing opinions, and it might also change or end the relationship. But it is making sure that the unresolved issue does not create future conflict, so it can be beneficial. Now I will have you guys complete